Let me ask you this. Financial literacy, something that's popular now, but it wasn't always popular, especially hip hop. You know, when did you realize, okay, I'm gonna actually turn some liabilities into assets. I need to actually boss up and actually look at this from a real business, and it's not just entertainment. It's not just get a bag and just blow the bag. Like, when did you really have that transition, or was you always on that type of time?
I can't say I was on that type of time at all times, but most definitely as I progressed, as I elevated myself, as my finances grew, I understood what was at risk. And your whole approach changed once you have more things at risk. The same dude that you see right now that only got a box Chevy that's riding up and down the street, he a totally different person when he got $5 million at risk. You understand? So, you know, as I grew, as I moved on, you know, where I'm from in Miami, one of the homies that I looked up to and one of the ones that inspired me the most, he actually was featured on America's Most Wanted. He's serving 3 life sentences right now, and I still have, you know, I still see a day of him coming home. We ain't give up yet, but when I speak to him, and I ask him for advice as well, big homie, what's one of the things you wish you could have changed? And it's a dude that's been accused for over 80 homicides. And one of the things he told me was, Rose, I wish I would have learned to give a pass. That's something I never knew how to do, was give a square pass, give a marker pass. If you did anything out of line, it wasn't no pass. So you understand? When he was 26, being featured on America's Most Wanted, that's one thing. But now when you're older, you realize my life was at risk.
Emotional intelligence, something that was Dane was telling us about that. He was like, you know, now at this point in his life, he realizes that it ain't even really worth it a lot of times. And I feel like that way of thinking not only can save your life from being dead or in jail, but financially as well. It's
Most
like
definitely.
You in that moment and you realize this may make me feel good in the moment, but if I put this money into real estate, if I put this money into stocks, I'm gonna feel good forever.
It's not even a comparison. If it's something that I admire, if it's something I want, if I wake up and say, yo, I want to call Jacob and get that $3 million watch, we get it. We're in that position now. But when I'm grinding and I'm climbing up the mountain, and it's either we could go to Vegas and spend $500,000 this weekend, or we get a piece of real estate. It ain't even nothing to consider.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
get the real estate.
That was your mindset early, because I mean, in your book, Perfect Day to Boss Up, you mentioned that. You talk about how I didn't spend my advance, I didn't spend $1 from touring until I saw Port of Miami hit the charts the way it did.
Right.
After that moment, did the mindset change? I'm like, all right, let's spend some little bit of bread. What happened then?
Well, I said to myself, this shit real. Let's do some investments. We gonna most definitely enjoy it. Let's go get that Lamborghini you always wanted. Squeeze your fat ass in that car, boy. You know what I'm saying? Squeeze your fat ass in that car, boy.
Custom Lambo.
You feel me? But most definitely, it was still, let's take it to that next level. Because we've seen this. Honestly, am I impressed? There's very few things that's going to impress me because we've seen this. And if it's something we've seen, I mean, I can applaud you, brother. But that may be the most I could do because we've seen this. So, you know, the goal is let's do something we've never seen. That's what's burning the fire within me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got some goats that's ahead of us that still can inspire us. But if it's something I've seen, all right, it's cool.
Also, speaking of something that you see, my mom always used to tell me, she said, a smart man learns from his mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So it's like we also have seen a lot of entertainers, athletes go broke.
Without a doubt.
Was that something that was like scary to you?
Of course. Every time I come through the gates, I say, damn, the homie that, you know, owned this previously before me made $50 million a night. 550 million plus came through his hands. What's gonna separate me from the mistakes homie made? And I began going down my mental list. Well, this is what I'm gonna do different.